What's up, y'all? It's your boy Broadway, and today we are back to look at the Gears of War E-Day Direct. Take these headphones off real quick so I can just talk normal and I don't have to feel delayed. But I wanted to do a separate video on this because this is my most anticipated game from any of the three showcases. I love me Gears of War. Goes back a long ass time. It's very, very near and dear to my heart. We'll get into that later. But for now, we're just going to watch and break down the direct, what I think, what I like about everything, and all that jazz. So lock in, get some snacks, some smoke, some drink, whatever you want. And let's just lock into this Gears of War E-Day Direct. And let's talk about what I like. All right, let's get it. Should we full screen it?
Welcome to the Coalition here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada,
Yes, sir.
home of Gears of War. When Gears debuted in 2006, it instantly redefined the genre. And now in 2026, we're on the cusp of another rare moment. A chance to honor where we've been, celebrate with our fans, and lay the foundation for where Gears is going next.
This is your time,
To get there,
Coalition.
we're taking it all the way back to the day the world changed and the fight began.
This is
In
your
Marcus.
time.
It's a day of unimaginable loss that sits at the heart of our universe. And today, for the first time, we're ready to take you inside the studio and show you all the ways to play with our new movements, weapons, and modes that will make E-Day the most brutally satisfying Gears yet.
Is that all you got?
Before we talk about what this game is, I think it's important to share why we chose E-Day. When we started this project, we were moving to Unreal Engine 5. It was a new foundation with a blank slate. So we took a moment to reflect on what makes Gears so special to us and to our fans. We realized
Let's just go ahead, take a moment, pause on that real quick. And because I know there's the main debate about Unreal Engine 5 is the fact that it seems that nobody can fucking optimize it. And the thing that if anybody can get the most out of this engine and really cook with it and push it forward, is the Coalition. You guys got to remember that Unreal Engine is created by Epic Games anyway. Epic Games created Gears of War, and Rod Ferguson and a few guys from Epic, when they left to go form the Collision so they could keep making Gears of War, those minds that were behind the engine, those went with it, and that is now instilled within that development team to this day. So if anybody is going to be able to bring the best out of Unreal Engine 5, I think it's going to be these guys for sure. And as we've seen already, the game looks fucking beautiful. You know, the only other game I think can really bring out the best out of Unreal Engine 5 right now looks like Team Clout's doing that with Ill. You know, like I said, if that drops optimized, that's going to be a head runner. But Gears of War E-Day is probably one of the best looking UE5 games now, after Ill and Wukong and etc. It truly looks beautiful. Like the lighting, we'll get to it. You'll see what I mean. Oh, baby.
all of the things that make this world feel so unique. Brotherhood, brutality, that melancholy beauty, and over-the-top spectacle. They're
That's
all
hearing me
perfectly
good.
set up in this one moment in time. E-Day. The moment the Locust ripped through the ground and changed the history of Serra forever. And to tell that story, we wanted to build an experience that evoked the vibes of the original Gears game. So we started with this one still from the Mad World trailer. It's Marcus facing down the Locust, defiantly firing into the darkness against overwhelming odds. And we said, this is the emotional core of Gears. This is the tone and feeling that we wanted to build our next game around.
This is how you know they listened. They listened. And here's the thing I want to say real quick about Gears of War 4, Gears 5. Gears of War 4 kind of has the same problem that Halo 4 has, where something just don't feel right. It just don't feel right, you know? First mission or two, it's kind of cool. Like when you're in the that town that's getting overrun by the swarm, and it's dark, and you know that first hour or two of Gears of War 4 is really fucking sick. And still though, there's just something about it. It's just off. It just don't feel right. The comeback of Marcus, the reveal, you know, when you go back and replay it now, it just feels even worse. But you know, it's just, I don't know. Sorry, someone's dying in the living room apparently. When you get to Gears of War 5, this is when we get to the characters like Del and Kate. I like Kate as a character. You know, I don't dislike 5 in its story because a female is the lead. No, I dislike 5 in the story and where they went, because we had a story going in 4 following JD, and then Gears 5 comes out, sidelines JD, and then focuses on Kate, and then tries to bring JD back around in the end, and then to make it all worse, it throws some bullshit choice on top of it all. And let me tell you something, unless your next game is going to have 2 separate campaigns that follows both endings, don't do no shit like that. Because we know damn well if they make a Gear 6, Del's going to die. You really think they're going to go with the ending where JD sacrifices himself? Get the fuck out of here. All right, back to it.
Our most ambitious game yet. E-Day is a story we haven't been able to tell before because we didn't have the technology to do it. We finally have the tools to
Like I said, I've watched this already, so I'm sorry that I'm going to be pausing a lot, but I just found this interesting because we technically do have an E-Day game, and that's Gears of War Judgment. As much as I hate the multiplayer, I think the campaign is pretty great, and I think the overrun mode is great. But what they did to the multiplayer, shameful. The only thing good that came out of that multiplayer was free for all, and that's proven because they brought it back in 5, and I even hope they bring it back in E-Day. So yeah, we had a game set in that time period. Wasn't this city? It was Baird when he was a lieutenant leading Kilo Squad, or was it Kilo or Echo? I don't remember, but I think it was Kilo Squad. But yeah, it's just, I think this, I get what she means. I understand where she's coming from, but I just thought that was funny. They don't want to acknowledge the existence of Judgment. No one does.
in the Gears world at a new, unprecedented level of detail. We're pushing Gears to new heights with the densest, most detailed world we've ever created. With seamless, large-scale environments.
It's even worse from up
See
here.
that? You see some of this, and some of this looks like a Gears 1 remake, like a Gears of War 1 remake. Like some of these shots really do.
Drive, we literally rebuilt everything from scratch. Characters, enemies, weapons, animation, sound, the world itself. And then we tear it apart in front of you.
This shot right here is fucking
You'll fight
crazy.
against bigger and more brutal enemies with new and craftier weapons. And navigate
That
the
emulsion
battlefield
shotgun
with more
is
natural character movement,
redacted.
so that every moment of emergence plays smoother and hits harder.
This is a game that feels like Gears, but plays like
We'll talk
Gears.
about the sliding movement and stuff
It's a
later.
return to the feelings that we had when we played the original games, but now reimagined, evolved, and enhanced with the power of a new engine.
Shit looks good, man. They're cooking. They're cooking.
E-Day is set before the events of the original Gears of War. After decades of conflict, peace has finally been declared on Serra, and the Gears have returned home.
Love you, baby.
Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago are young veterans trying to
That makes me
adjust
wanna
to
cry,
civilian
man.
life while grieving the loss of someone they
Talking to
both
Maria.
loved.
So just pausing. Oh, great pause. That's one reason I might have to get that collector's edition. That damn necklace. Oh, my eyes are watering. But anyway, love the direction of the story. They're coming home finally after the Pendulum Wars, trying to rest, and they get no moment to because of the Locust. And so, yeah, like definitely starting like The Last of Us, the first chapter, how that starts in the beginning. Man, I love that take. And I wish we could have seen Carlos a little bit, but I get it.
Carlos Santiago, Dom's older brother and Marcus's best friend.
To Carlos.
To Carlos. Best fucking brother anyone could ask for.
Carlos died in combat in a moment of sacrifice before the war ended.
Kinda sounds like
Without
Nacho.
him, Marcus and Dom's relationship
From
is
Better Call Saul.
distant.
The emotions from our refinery, intense power.
With the world just barely on the cusp of peace and our characters coming to terms with their new reality, the Locusts emerge and change everything.
The Coalition Emergency Broadcast System. There are reports of multiple tremors causing minor damage across Kelowna.
Strap these up.
E-Day tells not one, but two origin stories. The start of this world falling apart and a brotherhood coming together. And over the course
Got some
of
new
3
characters
intense
coming
days,
in.
You'll see how loss reshapes this world.
I like
and
the
our
look of 'em.
characters, beginning with a night of desperate survival in a brand new city.
We decided to focus our story on just one city, so you could really feel what war does to people. When we started creating Kelowna, we wanted it to be more than just a backdrop. We wanted to feel alive, like it was another character in the story, packed with layers and personality. Kelowna used to be all about innovation and discovery. But years of industrialization
I love
for the
this.
Cog War effort totally reshaped it.
That emotion lighting.
Such a rich history, it made sense to lean into that classic Gears retro vibe.
Feels like Gears 1. I'm telling you, this feels like what like Gears of War Reloaded should have felt and looked like.
Robust vehicles,
See?
grounded technology. Kind of like those gritty industrial cities from the 1970s. We also looked right outside these windows at the mountains, the ocean, and local landmarks to help give Kelowna its unique style.
Stadium. See, I think at this point in the Gears story, literally during E-Day, Cole hasn't even volunteered to be a part of the COG yet, because that's what brings him into it. He wasn't even drafted, you know. The Locust came. I think he was resting from doing his thrash ball shit, and he was like, "Let me get in this because I want to fight for Sarah." So I think that's cool. I don't think we're gonna see Cole at all, but just the stadium. That makes me think of him. And I want to say something about the story, but let them get to a point first.
As you play the campaign, the city reveals itself through the main districts. The historic center, with its classic Gears architecture in stone and steel. The downtown core, more modern, reshaped by decades of
It looks so
industrial
damn
growth.
good, man.
The military airfield, set at the forest edge with shipyards nearby. The refineries,
That
and supporting
emotion lighting.
working-class neighborhoods, built around constant emulsion production.
This is
Gears
a
plays
next
best in
gen
a city.
Gears of War game.
Kelowna is the ultimate battlefield. Kelowna's density, tight streets, mixed with open spaces, let us rethink how gear moves through the world.
This movement,
and it
man.
created the perfect stage for greater scale and verticality in combat.
I got some thoughts.
Soldiers are basically giant tanks in armor. They slam into cars, weaving through hails of bullets.
Love that.
And we wanted to keep
Feels
that
heavy,
heaviness,
sounds
but add
heavy,
more fluidity
looks
to how
heavy.
You move through the battlefield. Cover is life in Gears. And we've completely rebuilt our movement and cover systems, with smoother transitions and a bigger range of cover heights and shapes, including new low ground cover.
This is sick
This all
right here.
allows us to create more complex and organic feeling spaces than ever before. From Sprint, you can now slide, which lets you quickly get under objects, slide around corners, or transition more smoothly into cover from a run.
I mean, we've peaked at right here with the movement talk. So let me just go ahead and say, I love the sound of all this shit. Okay. I do, but I can also say, acknowledge, if you were a Gears of War noob and you thought the shit was sweaty before, oh, it's about to be a whole lot worse. A whole lot worse. All right, aside from wall bouncing, now you're going to have niggas sliding, going under cars, jumping on top of buses. You know, it's about to get crazy. And with the low cover system, it's very interesting because I just can't wait to see how they rework multiplayer map design. You know, that was kind of the same interesting thing they had to do with Gears of War Judgment. You know, when they did free for all, and they had to somehow make these free for all maps, but also make them work in tandem with Team Deathmatch. So very interesting. I can't wait to see, because now you can jump too. They haven't even gotten to that yet, but you can jump. So the map design is going to be very interesting this time around.
And
it's 4v4, not 5v5.
Really opened up the citywide battleground.
There we go.
We get to play with more verticality, climbing walls and vehicles, or clearing gaps in crumbling buildings to reach new flanking routes.
Yeah, depending how all this is integrated in multiplayer,
is still that great Gears combat
that shit gonna be
puzzle.
crazy.
A mix of unique enemy combinations.
There goes the Nemesis, whatever the hell that new frog is. Look at the lighting in that area. That shit looks so good.
But now you have more choice than ever, and we get these peaks of almost action movie sequences. You can throw yourself off a balcony, land next to your buddy and revive him, scramble through cover, slide under a truck, and hit safety on the other side.
Yeah, man. I can't
We get these amazing.
I can't hate on that. I can't hate on
small
it.
and large, where all these elements come together, and the city is filled with them.
Our missions move across the city, from linear fights in narrow streets and alleys to more open districts, where you have access to entire neighborhoods. Now you have strategic choices. Do you take the enemy head on? Do you flank them from a side entrance? Or do you climb up to the balcony across the street and take them all out with your long shot? It's up to you. And if you're playing co-op with your friends, well, then you can try all three at the same time. Taking your own path reveals small stories from the city. Survivors trapped in an apartment.
There's a civilian in that building.
Okay.
Fourth floor.
A Raven crashed in the distance. A group of Gears readying an ambush. You still have your orders, but it's up to you to decide where you offer to help or how much of the city you choose to explore.
I can't wait for this shit. I know a big debate within the Gears of War community was the fact that Gears 5, they were really starting to go more into not open world, but open-ended sections and missions within the campaign where you can beeline through it and treat it like a very linear campaign, but you've got side missions, you've got these collectibles and files, lore, all these things you can explore around the world and do. But this really feels like Dave, because they've talked about this in interviews back when they did the reveal trailer, and yeah, that how they've really learned from Gears 5, and they didn't want to just like toss that away and never like revisit that type of mission structure again. It really feels like they're gonna nail down and hammer it home this time. And that's one thing I liked about Judgment, was doing the different challenges, and it changes paths sometimes, and sometimes the weapons you use, and it switches up the story as well. So that's one thing I can't wait to be able to experience, is seeing how open-ended a lot of these missions are and how much of the city you can explore in each area, and just how many little side objectives, like the Gears being stranded, trying to survive an ambush, or looking for the stranded people stuck in their apartment, maybe trying to get them out before it collapses, or anything like that would be completely awesome. Looking for the dog tags. Maybe one of the side characters knows like their apartment was close by, and they say like they want to go get some family memorabilia, and you can choose as Marcus, as the leader of the group, to say, you know, no, we're not going to go there, or, you know, let's go explore this world, and we'll go get you your family memorabilia, Reyes, or whatever. We'll get to the chick's name. I don't know what her name is yet, but yeah, I think the open-endedness of their level design and what they're going to do, I think is going to pay off. I think they're going to knock it out the park this time. Gears 5 was questionable, but this seems pretty spot on.
And that city is fully realized. To create a city of this scale and detail, we needed to invest in an entire suite of tools. Tools for roads, intersections, sidewalks, e-holes, buildings, rooftops, and pipes. We have a
This is so crazy, seeing shit like
for
this.
scattering millions of pieces of trash and debris across the ground to make Kelowna feel lived in. This is the largest, most complex location
Classic.
we've ever seen in a Gears
Using the
game.
foot to kick the weapon up.
Board control is connected
Love
to
it.
another antenna. I can reconfigure their radios to reach Afira.
Do it. The remaining gears will hold the fort.
I might be playing whoever that girl is in
World's
multiplayer.
basically already dead. There are very few human survivors.
She look
left.
like a badass.
But in E-Day, you're watching a live city get ripped apart in front of you. People who once went to work, sporting events, and celebrated the possibility of peacetime are now stopped in their tracks. They abandon their cars and run for survival, attempting to find refuge in subways or stores.
This opening is going to be
Clips of
great.
child's toy or dinner left uneaten are reminders of what's been lost and the horror of what the locusts have unleashed.
Environmental storytelling. Give it to me.
You'll experience the locust decimation at all scales in E-Day through our customized destruction technology. E-holes are back, unleashing waves of enemies from under your feet at any moment.
I like the idea that they just...
As a game
Oh, no,
design
never mind.
element, getting to use e-holes again
I was about
as
to
a
say
spawn
something
mechanic is
stupid.
brilliant. Locusts can come out of the ground anywhere. You can toss a grenade in to close them up. Just add
Plug
some
up that
later
hole!
to encounters.
Plug it up!
But you'll also encounter massive sinkholes that'll pull down vehicles and entire buildings. And no amount of detail is too small, as micro-destruction goes beyond what we've ever done before with chippable cover across a range of materials. Your impact is real, visceral, and leaves...
I remember seeing the Phi doc for Gears of War 2 that came with that Xbox 360 Unreal Tournament video game, and watching that so many times, and them saying the same exact thing that he's saying here about the chippable damage. Oh, Gears 2, y'all. They've been at it for a while.
mark on the world. Destroyed Beauty has long been a visual pillar of Gears of War, and we finally get to show the before, making the after hit that much harder.
Destroyed Beauty. And he's literally not lying. I remember that was their motto from Cliffy B and Rod back in working with Gears 2. Like that's been the motto since then. You can look it up. Destroyed Beauty. He ain't
You'll
lying.
recognize a neighborhood that was once intact.
They know, man. They know. They've listened. Okay? If we ever get to Gears 6, whatever they want to do with that, that's fine. But this right here, it's an apology and it's a statement saying that they know and they understand and they are fucking cooking. All right? They've been cooking. Trust them. Trust them, I say.
Now completely destroyed. You'll walk through city streets filled with smoke and fire, and it feels completely different from how you first experienced
Look
it.
how good that
You're
shit
getting this
looks.
real feeling of the city's a character, and it's really under attack.
In that low cover. Also notice they're taking more of a modern day approach with the active reload. It's kind of how like Returnal and Saros does it with the middle of the screen instead of up where the MO actually is. Some people don't like it. Some people don't mind. I don't mind.
It's the fall.
What the fuck is that thing? It's like a kid Brumac. Brumac.
E-Day is an intentionally intimate story. There's this colossal event going on in the plot, but the actual characters and the journey they go on is where you get to explore themes of burden, of loss, and of loyalty. The whole world of Gears is about characters. It's the nightmarish monsters from below versus the soldiers that hold the line in a war for survival.
You okay?
Love it.
No way this is real. It's pretty fucking real to me. On your feet.
This was our opportunity to focus on what makes Gears
Little
characters so
chibis,
special,
action
and what makes
figures.
our enemies so iconic. The entire campaign is played from the perspective of our new squad, Bravo. As the invasion breaks out, you'll meet Mags Carter, a former Gear now sweating it out at Kelowna's emulsion refinery.
Carter.
Now, why don't you come talk shit when your balls drop? And quit going through my stuff.
And you'll also meet rookie cadet Lucas Ray.
I know that actress. She's slipping. Her name is slipping my head right now, but I've seen her in multiple things, and I like her. So it's cool to see that she's made an appearance here in Gears. Like another one of my favorite actors, Michael B. Jordan. You know, he kind of started around in the Gears of War 3. He voiced Jace. They weren't doing like face capture stuff then, but yeah, that's the voice of That's the voice of Jace, y'all. Michael B. Jordan.
A sharp comms officer who never made it to the front lines despite his dreams of military glory.
Holy fucking shit.
Mags and Lucas, together
Facial
with Marcus and
animation
Dom,
is
are four
crazy.
soldiers thrown together, fighting through tensions with each other while fighting the Locust.
I like what we
ultimately
got
forging their bonds in battle.
of these two new characters.
Follow Bravo Squad
Excuse
with our cinematic cameras, just like the intense war movies we love. The shots are intentionally gritty and a bit shaky, and leaning into these rough edges.
I kind of really like this red hue that they have going on with the emergent souls that wasn't in the original Gears. And this is another thing, like continuity, like going from this into like maybe Gears 1. Like, I hope they keep this because I like that element to the emergent souls having that red glow. It's like, it makes the Locust feel ethereal, even though they're really just coming from underground. So, yeah, I hope that's kept throughout the franchise from here on out.
Makes you feel like you're right in the middle of the action.
Bravo's story also
Dom
intertwines with other
always saving
call to
Marcus's
defenders,
ass.
including returning characters like warrior philosopher Ty Kaliso.
Ty looks fucking amazing. He looks great. He will definitely be a main pick when it comes to multiplayer.
Urge again. Marcus Phoenix.
Ty.
And fans of the books will finally get to see the hard-ass Raven pilot Gil Gettner in-game for the very first time.
Let's go and fuck this mess.
Shout out to any of the fans who read the Gears of War books and were able to get hyped at that moment. I haven't dabbled in comics or books, so I don't know that character. But shout out to you if you do, and congratulations.
Marcus and Dom are absolute legends. You can spot those strong jaws and thick necks from a mile away.
Yes, you
If
can.
you go too realistic, you lose those unique features that make them stand out. Honestly, Marcus just isn't Marcus if you take away his classic permascout. So instead of chasing perfect realism,
You know, Dom, you kind of look, these days, you kind of look like Mina RD, the Street Fighter champ right now. One of them at least.
we focused on making them believable and memorable, respecting the details that really make them who they are.
I love that art. The art is great.
Material and character fidelity in Gears of War E-Day far surpasses anything we've been able to achieve before. Our facial animation systems have been completely upgraded for E-Day, with 3 times more joints and over 350 facial shapes sculpted for each head alone to really represent the emotion in our characters. Marcus has more detail in his eyelashes
This is the funniest
than his
thing.
entire character model did in the original Gears of War on Xbox 360.
Phoenix, Marcus, Sergeant, 26 RTI C Company. Next of kin, Adam Phoenix.
With the amount of layers we have, we've never had fidelity at this scale.
I think Homeboy said it best earlier. Not going too realistic, you know, because UE5 provides like a hyper realistic art style anyway, but the way you mod and change that's what makes it unique. And Gears has an art style, looks fucking hyper real at moments, but you can tell like this is a video game at the end of the day.
More sophisticated animation rig, this allows us to have way more expressive characters with a huge range, from a small smirk to yells on the battlefield.
Come and get some, you goddamn grubs!
Your experience takes on a new intensity. We're pushing the graphical limit with 4K Ultra HD resolution, native HDR10 rendering,
Yeah.
hardware ray tracing at 60 frames per second in campaign, and up to 120 frames per second in multiplayer.
When it comes to the Locust, to make them more...
I think this is the first time that they've gave tickers like legit teeth. It's usually just those flabs, but that thing had some damn teeth on it now.
We made them scarier. The drones are wild and vicious. The boomers are even bigger this time around.
It's a big boy.
Like living battering rams smashing through doorways onto the battlefield. The wretches scream so loud it disorients you before they rip you apart. And the Reavers, they crawl up buildings and rain fire from above. Basically, the whole Locust Army.
This music, this score hits right here. Like, we hear some of that in the game, like during gameplay. Yeah, we're in for a treat.
Whether new or old, are more intense than ever
Yeah,
before.
this shit hits. That thing is crazy.
So what now, Marcus?
We save everyone we can.
Fucking
Gears of War has
awesome
never been a
concept
horror
art,
game,
man.
but the world has always felt horrifying.
Yes, it has.
And with E-Day, we lean into that even more. Our new gore system means damage feels meaty, responsive, and satisfying.
You imagine that being your job?
That was satisfying. Muscle and cloth deforms in response to your attack.
Just making sure the blood interaction makes sense. Just watching those animations, heads and limbs getting blown off for hours and hours and hours. That's what you get paid to do. Sounds weirdly awesome.
And blood and bone damage adds to the intensity of combat. Gore is localized as well. Shoot a locust in the armor leg, and you'll see the bullet take a chunk out of it. Or land a heavy shot on a limb, and our dismemberment system will rip it clean off in glorious detail.
The Nasha is going to get you the most satisfying shots, covering you in blood, or pop heads from afar with the long shot. We've revamped our favorite weapons for E-Day. And of course, we also have some fun new ones for even more brutal ways to tear your enemies apart. The new Gut Puncher grenade launcher is a COG weapon that fires armor-piercing explosive rounds. Quick fire a round to let it explode, or hold the trigger to control when it detonates.
I didn't see that area of effect, like, design when I was like watching it on the phone before I came here to watch it. That's pretty cool.
Means
Never noticed
you can place
before.
a well-timed explosion behind an enemy protected by cover, or with practice, master its long-range eco closing potential. The Incinerator is our new shotgun. You can see the emulsion literally melt the skin off an enemy's body.
Ooh. Yeah, that looks good,
You're
man.
only getting to a grapple if an enemy came charging at you. Now, you feel the power of getting to incinerate them when they get close. And of course, the Lancer.
Nice.
The creation of the Chainsaw Lancer is another
If you know, you know. There's a lot of good feelings in that word right there. Shit, yeah. When he jams it, God damn son of a bitch!
story from lore that we wanted to show in E-Day. From the moment that Ty grabbed that chainsaw to rip through a locust at the superstore, to a
Love that we're getting the origin for the Lancer. I love the prototype look. It's great.
kit bashed on the front lines of the invasion, all to deliver on that gratifying moment when you finally get to slice a grub in two.
I'd love to do that job too. That looks great.
Gears music has always been about tension, escalation, and release. When a fight kicks off,
I love this new composer. He's doing a lot of great shit. But Steve Jablonsky, you will be missed.
hits hard. It tightens as things get more dangerous. And when you've dropped the last enemy, you hear that familiar big ringing chord. For
Love it.
E-Day, we kept that structure, but made the sound harsher. Together with our composer, Adam Lastica, we built the score to match a world on the verge of collapse. The electric guitar returns alongside classical instruments, but both are pushed into uncomfortable territory.
Did they have the actors in there playing music with them?
Like dragging a bone saw across a cello, creating dissonance.
That was the
never
girl that was
fully
playing
resolves.
Carter. This shot looks great.
Where the hell are we?
And then there's the sound.
This is one of my favorite things when music composition and audio design kind of bleed together. Skrillex talked about this when he worked on the 4th Transformers in the Michael Bay franchise, in that series. I mean, like he would just start using a lot of his electronic like dubstep sounds and manipulating them for the roars of the Dinobots and stuff like that. So this is kind of giving that same feeling, like they're in that cave and he's just using the deep low notes of the cello to give like this ship sound, like things churning and yearning. Oh, I love it. Love when things melt together like that. I will be listening for that woman's blood-curdling scream when I play this game. Just letting you know.
All chainsaws have voices. When it came to the sound for our Proto Lancer, it was important to us to track down the exact make and model that was recorded back in 2006 and rebuild it from the ground up using our new sound effects system. This chainsaw has a 14-inch blade with that signature meaty yet intimate sound, and when it revs, you can hear all the gnarly.
This is one of those things where, are they following a script? Yes, but you can see and feel the passion behind it. That's all that matters. Doesn't matter if you're just going off the top with passion or if you have a script so you can just have your thoughts laid out nice and cohesively. I don't care. I just want to see and feel the passion when you talk and present your product. And that's what I feel with this.
Tales. In terms of how you'll experience Kelowna, I always think about our acoustic system like this. I'm walking down a street and I hear the sound reflecting off the walls around me. Then I step into an alley and everything immediately tightens. I come back out into a wide space and the sound opens up again, almost like a cathedral. And it's not just those spaces, it's the transitions between them where the magic really happens. That's where things feel alive. That's acoustics in real time. It's a heavy world. And what better way to experience its dread and tension than through the music and sound that surrounds you?
I love it.
No other game does the squad like Gears does. Our themes, our gameplay, and our modes, they all revolve around this core element. But it's not just about the brotherhood.
Brothers to the end.
It's also about the bonds you create with your friends. Co-op has always been a part of our DNA. And like every great Gears game, you can bring your own squad to this fight. In campaign, all 4 characters are playable from the start. And we support 4-player online co-op and 2-player split screen on console.
Sick.
In Versus, our sweaty squad-based PvP is back with a collection of 4v4.
I love that they know, like, our sweaty 4v4 tactical multiplayer is back. Like, he knows, and they don't change for casual people. Like, they just add movement options on top of all the other crazy shit that you can already do. They know, and I respect it.
And all new maps set in locations in and around the war-torn city of Kelowna. We've combined classic Gears symmetrical PvP map design with new traversal opportunities.
Map looks sick right there. I like that look of it. The vibes.
Killer content, almost all of which you can just earn by playing the game, completing in-game challenges,
almost all
achievements. And today, we're excited to announce the dynamic new evolution of Gears' iconic PvE mode, Horde Siege. It's a 12-player mode where all 3 squads fight alongside each other to battle the Locust invasion and defend Kelowna across a range of city-based maps. We'll have more to share soon, and we hope you join us for our open beta weekends later this.
Horde Siege sounds awesome. I gotta see more. I just wonder. He said across the range of the city maps. He didn't say multiplayer maps. You know, like, usually you just take multiplayer maps and you play Horde on them. But this sounds like they're going to be designing Horde Siege exclusive maps. So, Coalition, you're kind of cooking.
We good, Sergeant Phoenix?
Guess we're back to it.
This shot right here of the army, man.
As long as we're still breathing, we're the ones that keep fighting.
20 years of Gears is such a milestone. It is such an honor and also
20.
a huge responsibility to make sure we deliver on the story of Gears.
I was 8 or 9 years old. Man.
It always comes back to the squad. It always comes back to this theme of getting through the absolute shittiest of times with somebody else who constantly has your back. And that's Marcus and Dom's story. The story of the original trilogy. The story of E-Day. And the story I think we can all relate to.
Thanks for pushing through. Couldn't have done it alone.
You got it, man.
Having the opportunity to have E-Day come out in the same year as the 20th anniversary of Gears, the quarter-century anniversary of Xbox, it's almost like a homecoming. It's like returning back to our roots and saying, fuck yeah, we're back. And we have so many more stories to tell. It's an incredible honor and one that we want to make sure that we do right.
Your boy about to start crying up in this bitch. Let's let these two have their moment. And I'll let you know why I'm bitching up.
What a nightmare.
And crying.
Untouched by nearly 80 years of war. Destroyed in 2 nights.
For us, the heart of Gears has always been about the bonds you make in the darkest of times. Inside the studio, we rally around a simple phrase: never fight alone. It guides how we build our stories, our gameplay, and our world. It's how we work as a team and the commitment we make to you, our fans. Everything comes back to that important idea of sharing life's experiences, the highs and lows.
You'll understand in a minute.
And E-Day is the best expression
You'll understand in a minute
that we've ever made. Whether you'll be picking up a Lancer for the first
God
time ever,
damn it.
or you're as battle-hardened as Marcus Phoenix, there's always a place for you in the Gears squad when Emergence begins on October 6th.
I want it now. I want it now. Okay. So, quick story time. Not gonna dwell on it too much because it's just a bit sad. It's just a bit sad. But the Gears of War 3 midnight launch. Take these off real quick. The Gears of War 3 midnight launch is the literal last memory I have with my dad. He got me the collector's edition for it. We went out that night to GameStop, got it, had a great time. GameStop there, they put on a hell of an event, had a little tournament going on online with the GameStop down the street. So like people that had pre-ordered the game at this GameStop were playing against people that had pre-ordered the game at the other GameStop. Really fucking cool night, man. Got home, started playing the multiplayer immediately, begged him to let me stay home the next day so I could play the campaign. He did. Spent the whole school day, 8 hours, beating the campaign. And as you guys know, at the end of the Gears of War 3 campaign, Marcus Phoenix loses his dad, passes away in his arms. Later, that same night that I beat Gears of War 3, my dad passed away. He didn't disintegrate into emotion ash, but pretty much went down the same way. TMI, we're going to stop it right there, but I have a connection to Marcus, hell, Dom, and this video game franchise. It will always be the number one franchise in my book just because of that personal connection. I can't wait to play this goddamn game. I'm thinking about my dad and shit, so I'm starting to weld up, but now you guys know. So, am I biased? Maybe, but, and like I said, I can acknowledge the fact about movement. You know, if you thought this game was sweaty as fuck and all you're going to play is the campaign and then completely ignore the multiplayer and then go and do like Horde Siege, completely understandable because the multiplayer is very, very niche. It's one of those things kind of like Rainbow Six Siege. You're either with it or you're not. So, yeah. There's really no in between with that. But when it comes to this game as a whole, and especially just the story and what they're doing with the characters, just like the lead story developer, whatever her name was, the melanated woman, she pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like, they're taking this seriously. And I think you can tell. There's some people, grifters, or just people who are just too attached to nostalgia out there that are kind of trolling and talking shit, but I don't understand how you can, like, they're saying stuff like, oh, they're forced inclusivity with the women. Like, I literally saw this one dude make a comment verbatim. Maybe I can go back and screenshot it and put it in when I'm editing, but this dude literally sat here in the comment section and said, besides the butch lesbians, the game looks amazing. Well, you know what? Gears has always had masculine women, so, you know, maybe it's not so bad. If you know that Gears of War has always had strong women that you could play as and masculine women, why even make that fucking comment? Like, you're just finding shit to bitch about. Like, the social climate in 2026 is abysmal. It's horrendous. And this is why, like, a lot of times I don't even go in the comment section. I don't even go into like a lot of times like live chats when I'm watching live streams. Like, it's just people see certain things and whether they're trolling or they're dead serious, like, They just start typing DEI or woke or this and this and that and the third. And it's just, these motherfuckers wouldn't have, they wouldn't know their ass from the back of their hand, you know, if it wasn't, if God didn't make it so they could. But anyway, man, Gears of War E-Day. And here's the crazy thing that I got to end off on. Asha Sharma, I appreciate what you're doing for Xbox, but how far into development was E-Day for the PS5 for you to all of a sudden make this shit an exclusive? You didn't say timed exclusive. You said a straight up console exclusive, making it sound like it was going to be that way indefinitely. That's not a problem, but I just don't think I'll be there October 6th now, because I got a Switch 2 and a PS5 Pro. I got the Switch 2. The Pro will be out of layaway within a month. But my point is, Halo's on PS5. Y'all were talking about Gears of War moving to PS5. I thought I was good. I was going to wait until Project Helix, the Xbox Helix, to come out until I got another piece of Microsoft hardware. But now you're telling me this is coming out soon as shit. The Helix don't come out for another year. Why the fuck am I going to go out and get a Series X? Are you expecting to sell a shit ton of Series X's before this game comes out? I don't know the idea and the business logistics behind pulling E-Day from the PS5, especially if the port was damn near finished alongside the Series X. That's the only thing I'm confused about. And I hope it works out for Xbox and Asha, but I'm just genuinely confused. And I'm also very upset because now I want to get the collector's edition for this game. You saw me and my dumb ass crying. I want to get the collector's edition for this game. I want to get the cog tag necklace that they got. But that shit is $300. I could get a Series X from a pawn shop with that money and then just go and get this game for what, 60, 70. So now I got decisions to make. I got priorities to align. And I don't like you guys for doing that. I'm going to get this game regardless. I can't wait to play it. You guys just saw the breakdown. We got to stay healthy. We got to stay active. We got to stay focused. You guys be safe, keep pace, have faith out there. Like, comment, subscribe, hype this video up, share it, do whatever you got to do. And let's get locked and loaded, reloaded, I should say, for Gears of War E-Day coming out October 6th. It's been your boy Broadway. Y'all have a good one. Peace.